Welcome to Matt Bajerski YouTube channel. Like my top? There you go. Hey. Always very different, these tops, as I go and collect them every now and again from Bangkok or ship them over. Always something fascinating about these tops. I love them, and they've kind of made this YouTube channel. They really have. Crazy tops. It's a beautiful day to talk about energy. I mean, I know we talk about energy on this channel a lot, but it's very, very difficult to understand it when we don't see it. But there are moments that when we create a certain energy, sometimes we can feel it. Sometimes we can sit with somebody and say, "Are you okay?" Not that they're crying or anything. It just feels weird. Something feels strange, off. And it's incredible. And sometimes you can meet somebody and see so much joy and love, even though there isn't joy and love. They're just there. They're not smiling. They're just creating an energy. And this is what I find fascinating. There's so many people who pretend and smile and are happy, but they're not actually producing that energy at all. It's just an expression. It's almost like you're cold reading them. So if you've ever been or you've ever met somebody who vibrates at a frequency that they just look normal, but you can see there's something very special going on, that's normally because they're in tune, in balance, and they understand themselves and know themselves. There is something in know thyself to energy, without a doubt. If you know yourself, you will vibrate at a frequency that most people don't vibrate at. Sometimes I can just look miserable, and yet people come up to me and say, "Oh, you've got a great energy," and I'm thinking, well, I'm not really smiling today. I am not really, but it's not that. It's being content, being happy with who you are inside. I spent 38 years of my life jumping on tables, dancing, making everybody laugh. And I remember one day, I've mentioned this story before, I was at a big club and I was on top of a podium, loving it, dancing, laughing, and all the crowds were laughing. It was just an amazing night for everybody. And somebody came up to me, this girl, and pulled my trousers. And I actually wore leather trousers that night. And she says, "You look like you're having a really good time, but when you go home, I think you're right miserable, aren't you? And lonely." Yeah, cheers, thanks for that. But she was absolutely right. And she obviously knew, she could see. And that was true. I wasn't fulfilled. And I was looking externally to fulfill and give happiness inside, and it wasn't working. So everything that I was doing, saving for a new car, wanting to go on holiday, wanting to be with a beautiful looking woman, all of these things were just external things that don't bring happiness. You are who you are at any given moment, right? Not, I went shopping, I bought this bag, look how happy I am. You're not happy at all. You're just getting a fix. That is just an addiction. But in 15, 20 minutes, you'll have forgot about the handbag and you're looking for something else. Just like so many people are crying out, asking for God, looking for God, trying to find God. Why not try and find who you are inside? Maybe you'll find that when you work inside, and instead of looking externally and look internally, you might find God in there. You might find the answers. You might find who you are. And sometimes it's the hardest challenge in the world. At 38 years old, I came to this magical mountain and I was blessed. I had a lovely little apartment, a wife, one child and a dog here, and it was perfect. No issues, no worries, no fears, because I'd given up all my businesses. So I had a fresh start. That was the most hardest, challenging moment of my life. Why? Because for the first time in my life, at 38 years old, I had to look at myself. I had to look at who I was and what I wanted and what was life all about right now, because I'd given up everything and left it all to come here and start a new life. I think that's a really good thing for all of us to do. I really do. I think sometimes giving up everything, leaving where we live and moving somewhere else and starting again is a wonderful thing, because now you have the choice. You have the ability to mold and change your life to how you want it. And the hardest thing is, when you look in that mirror, is this: who am I? Why am I here? And the answer normally is, ain't got a bloody clue. Not a clue. And that hits home in a way that you can feel really depleted. You can feel negative. You can feel awful. You can feel even bouts of feeling as if, what's the point? Why? Because there's no answers. And this is what happens at the beginning. There's no answers. Why? Because you have to vent. You have to clear the trauma. You have to clear the brainwashing and the programming that of all of what you were told by your family, by your mom and dad, by the teachers, by society, by TV. All of a sudden, you've got to get rid of all of that. You've got to spew it all out. You've got to regurgitate all of that lie out and start again. So it's the hardest thing in the world, and this is all to do with energy. This is energy. So you clear the old energy, and now you start with an empty vessel and a new life. So for me, I found myself guided, and I think there's something in this. So the first thing I would say is, if you are about to leave everything behind and change your life, the one thing I learned from that experience is to trust that what you're going through is exactly what you're meant to go through. The purging, the cleansing, the detoxing of all trauma and issue is the first step towards walking a path of good energy and understanding your purpose and life. From that moment on, when you detox, you've got to detox, which means you've got to learn how to clear, cleanse, heal yourself, look after your body, eat healthy, go to Mother Earth, and start to do the important things that you weren't taught at school. When you start to cleanse and clear and start to eat healthily, look after your body, go for walks, exercise well, and then start to meditate, what I did was I was lucky enough to be brought to a place where I was with a group of healers. And these healers spent all night healing people around the world. So I was sat in the energy of healing. When you give healing, you receive the healing. Because to give healing, you first have to get the energy to come into you to give the healing to the client, whether they're sat there or they're in another part of the world. Makes no difference. This is the energy that we bring in. So this is another energy. So of course, if you're bringing in energy to heal somebody else, it's going to heal you first. So after every circle night, when I went home, I became a better person. My knee-jerk reactions changed. I was a lot more calmer. I felt more in balance, and thus we start the healing process. And from there, all of a sudden, little pieces of magic appear. So what that means is now, for the first time in my life, I'm not chasing my tail like I did do for 38 years. I'm now able to see things that I chose not to see because I was too busy. Okay, too busy paying the mortgage, too busy worrying about everything. Now, nothing to worry about, nothing to chase. So now I'm able to open my eyes, as we should do as a child, and we should be trained this way and taught this way. The wisdom of life is to, hey, it's okay, just flow, just be. Yeah, but what time? Forget the time. There's no such thing as time. Let it go. You see, society makes time because it enslaves you in that time, okay? So when you let all that go and you haven't got a job and you're not doing anything at the moment, all of those things are amazing to begin with, because you don't get to where you need to be if you've got a job and if you're panicking and needing to get to your appointment. That just kills what I'm trying to say is the energy of flow, of life, of healing. So when that moment began and I started venting and clearing and started becoming more balanced and saw myself becoming different, and all of a sudden my IBS wasn't coming as much and things are getting better. You can feel it because inside's telling you. You've got this little voice starting to speak now which never really spoke before, and that's your consciousness. That's who you are. Because most people make the mistake and they believe that their their voice is speaking to them and it's their consciousness, but most of the time it's their brain. Their brain is speaking to them with information that's been stored like a computer, and that's all they have. When you listen to your consciousness, who you are, you normally get information that came from like, where did that come from? I didn't even realize that. Of course, you didn't realize it because this storage information doesn't have that information, so you can't utilize what the brain and the computer has stored. It's not that it's okay, well, where did that come from? It came from here. Different energy. It's who you are. The spacesuit is only a tool. This is only a tool. The eyes are only a tool. The mouth is only a tool. The legs are only a tool. Who you truly are is within the heart and wrapped around the heart. That gives you the energy that you are, the chi, the prana, the life force. That's who you are. But you listen to this. So the battle at that moment became the battle between the heart and mind. I had to discern the difference. I had to figure out the difference between, is this my mind talking or is this my spirit? The more you vent, the more you clear, the more you heal, the more you strengthen, the more you feel better, your energy starts to shift and change. The trauma disappears, so less blocks, less worries, and all of a sudden you start to attune to something which many people call the pineal gland, and that is in there. So again, there's two things that's going on here. You're trying to figure out, is this the brain or is it the pineal gland? I always say this, when it feels positive, without any fear, it's normally the pineal and the consciousness speaking. When you're thinking something and it's attached with worry and fear, that's the brain. Always. The brain is always in fear and worry and what if, or what could happen, or what, or just be careful. That's the brain. When you're in tune with your spirit, it's limitless. It's endless. It's all possibilities are always there, and it's never with fear or worry. It's just with confidence and strength and a happiness and a knowing and an energy which is so profound that can't even be written down in words. So now I'm walking a path feeling this new energy. People are coming up to me saying, this is no lie. This is no lie. I'm just being a normal guy. People are coming up to me doing this. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? But some people can recognize good energy, and some people, I remember sat at Lazarin down in Fuengirola, and I'm writing in a book my experience of healing that day. Somebody come up to me, no, I went to pay for my drink, and somebody says, oh, that's been paid for by that man over there. And I turned and he went like this. I never seen him in my life. Why has he just bought me a drink? It's like weird, but these things start to happen. This is the magic. This is the magic, and there are people in this world who know the magic, people who understand energy, people who feel energy, and there's now me, I can spot somebody who vibrates at a frequency, even if they don't look happy. I say, that is a good soul, that is a soul who's walking a path, that is a path of healing and well-being and helping and giving. You can see it. And if you go to, I always use Babaji Gurinder Singh as a great example. If you ever go and see Babaji Gurinder Singh, sit down. There's 10,000 people in the audience. When he comes out, he's not smiling. He's just got a normal face, sometimes quite serious. Sits down. You don't look at him and fear him. You can feel the energy that he produces in that room. And when he scans the room, scanning means he just looks at everybody slowly at the top of the head. He's working on scanning everybody, feeling their energy. And when he comes to you and he looks at you, you can feel the power of that energy. So there's certain people that vibrate at high frequencies, okay? Do I believe in good? Do I want to bow to this? No, he's just got good energy. In fact, I'd like to learn how to produce that energy and work with it. And I realized it's really simple. Be honest, be truthful. The more you spend in your life trying to be fake, to please others, to say things that make people feel better, to not say anything to make things easier, that is when you sacrifice your energy. Babaji tells you straight, You don't like him? I've told you this story before. Many times people queue up to speak to Babaji, and this one lady said, Babaji, I've come all the way over from India to speak to you, and you're not giving me what I need. And he said, I didn't tell you to come here, sister. And it's true. So, you know, being honest, being truthful is a very powerful thing, because people see integrity, people see genuine, people see honesty, and that is a high frequency vibration. Being honest, being truthful is a powerful beginning on your spiritual path. I don't mean being an idiot. I don't mean moaning all the time, pointing things out and judgmental. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Throw that away. That's only going to stop you and hold you back on your path. Don't judge people. Stop having your opinions. That's here. That's not coming from here. This here is always speaking to you, giving you the correct information. Up here is always telling you, oh, that person's not nice. That person's saying this horrible thing. Just get rid of that. Tell this to shut up. The battle between the heart and mind is the most powerful battle towards walking the path of health and well-being and spirituality. There is nothing that can touch the power of learning how to beat this little mind, because it is little and it stores only this much information, whereas this has all the answers. That's why you've got to go inside. If you're looking for a guru, if you're waiting for a God, if you're telling everybody to find God, you don't find God. God is within. God is part of who you are. The creation of the human being was created by the energy of God or source or whatever you call it, just like every single plant and flower and ant and everything, all created. That's why we shouldn't kill things. We shouldn't kill things because we know it doesn't feel right. You just get a gun and shoot a bird and see how it feels. Your heart rips apart. You feel sick. Why? Because that is your spirit saying don't do that. Mother Earth gave us everything that we need to eat. It's all there. It's all there. We can eat healthy and happy without killing anything. Oh, but I don't kill anything. No, you don't, but you're eating it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Do what you want. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I ate meat for all my life. Now I'm feeling a lot better without eating meat. I might eat meat in 10 years. I don't know. But for now, I'm not touching it. I don't judge, but I'm saying, hey, if it's true, maybe if I don't eat anything that has been killed, in that sense, maybe forget the karma, but maybe my energy might change. It did for me. So, hey, maybe I should, why don't I give it a try? Why don't I stop eating meat and see what happens? For me, it changed. It altered my life completely. Everything changed. I became stronger and happier and not angry. And then I realized that if I'm eating meat, when an animal gets killed, there's at that very moment there's fear in that animal, and that fear is what I was eating. So I found myself eating fear, and I found myself being anxious and sometimes angry and because so don't eat it anymore. I'm a lot more balanced. I really am. My connection to the spirit world is much more stronger. I feel amazing. My stomach feels light. I don't have irritable bowel syndrome anymore. Doctors, you'll have it the rest of your life. But I don't have it, doctor. Why is that? Some things can't be explained, Mr. Bajerski. Yeah, of course they can't. You mean you don't want to explain it because you don't train to understand what we know now that we've learned and experienced. But hey ho, that's the way it is. So energy is so important. How we get to an energy frequency of, I call them 12 stages. That's just my understanding. Stage 1 at the bottom, the grounding, it works up to enlightenment in the sense of learning how to connect, feel, understand, and being part of the whole of the body system. That is all the power points, or you will call chakras. I believe there's well over 200 of them all over the body. By doing these simple things, by clearing away, by purging, by venting, by learning how to heal by learning, understanding the difference between the mind and the soul, the spirit that you are, and learning to discern what to listen to and what to follow, and having the confidence and the trust in guiding in this world by our spirit world, who walk by our sides every day. They're always there guiding us, whispering to us. They will guide us to the right place. And thus, hey, why am I here? To heal. What is your purpose? To be a healer. I get it now. But is that my full purpose in life? No. Because the one thing that is constant is change. Nobody ever said that you have to do something forever. So you might do it for a year, you might do it for a week, you might do it for an hour, and that's it. But you can't say, oh, well, it was only an hour, so it wasn't really anything. No, everything has meaning. Yes, I understand if you want to learn something and understand it, it can take 10,000 hours. That's for sure. It's good practice. You learn stuff from the mistakes that you go through and all of the experience. That's fine. But don't ever put pressure on yourself to do something because you think that, Mark said or other people say you have to do it for 10,000. You don't have to do anything. You follow the flow of what feels right. The moment I feel bad about anything that I'm doing will be my acknowledgement that it's time to move on to something else. But thus far, till this day, every crystal that I pick up and work with, I'm overjoyed with, I love. So, this is just a little short video to help you, to awaken you to the path of enlightenment, healing, health, well-being, and the connection to the real you, not the brain. The battle between the heart and mind is the most important battle of all. Tell your mind to be still, be quiet, shut up, and start to listen to internally hear, and you will have all your answers. On a final note, guys, just so you know, we are on day 6 of the 7 days. So 6 more days. If you go to markbajerski.com and scroll through and see crystal of a value of 120 and over, that means that you will get free DHL delivery. However, today and in these next 6 days, if you buy 1 crystal, you will receive another crystal free, boxed and loving and channeled, that's the most important, by myself. So I will channel another crystal for you. That other crystal I would like you to wear until you feel the person that needs it most. Take it off, gift it to them, and say, this is from my heart to yours. So that's what I'm going to do for you today and these next 6 more days. I hope you appreciate that. That's it. Have a great day. Take care. Love you all. And thank you for going to markbajerski.com and buying your authentic crystals, oils, incense and teas. I hope they've made a difference in your life as much as they have mine. Take care.